my dear Gemini. This is a reading about what the person most on your mind would want to happen between you two with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I also want to take this opportunity to wish happy birthday to Gemini. We are entering your birthday month today or tomorrow. I hope you will have a beautiful birthday, all my beautiful Geminis. And this reading will be for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising Sign, and Venus, Vedic or Tropical. And for Gemini, this will be a reading about what the person most on your mind would want to happen between you two. Can often be a conflict between head and heart, and this will be revealed here, together with the most likely action they will take when it comes to you and your relationship. I will also reveal what they would tell you if they dare to tell you the truth with a brutally honest oracle cards. For a cross watcher, this reading will most likely be about where the Gemini person's thoughts and feelings are at. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. And I usually read for the empath's side of the story. Also remember that the other person holds your shadow that you mirror out to the world so you can be able to see it. In the end, you need to use your own intuition and recognition to determine who is who in this general reading for you. If you want to watch the channel's reading in advance and ads-free, you can become an extended member to the channel. I'm also doing spiritual growth readings for all the members to the channel every week and personal readings for the full members. Subscribe and then check this out through the join button or follow the link in the description box to learn more. And for this reading, I will use THELEMA tarot. And when I open your deck here, I see the Four of Wands together with the Two of Swords. So this person feels very connected with you, but for some reason they have given up hope here with the Two of Swords. It might be that they have found like a logic reason to your relationship not working out, or that they see too many obstacles and they think it's not going to work out in the future. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have a Ten of Wands with the Four of Wands. It might also be an issue of responsibility, of being burdened with responsibility or having responsibility for someone else, or having too much responsibilities, maybe too many balls in the air, too much to do, too much work, so that the relationship comes second. Or they might feel that you are too preoccupied to have a relationship as well. With the Ten of Wands and the Two of Swords, it's very likely that they're holding back information from you, but it's like they're carrying the information like a hero. They don't want to bother you. They're trying to be diplomatic and avoid maybe conflict, or maybe they're just chicken. Okay, so I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we see the Seven of Wands together with the Ten of Wands. The Seven of Wands, I suddenly feel your energy. So I'm thinking this person is going to, in one way or the other, kind of piss you off because of their behavior. Maybe you will feel that they are lying about something or holding back something, or maybe you will feel that they are not prioritizing your relationship, or that they see too many problems and obstacles, and like their lack of go and get it attitude might make you feel like you are being taken for granted, or that they are not fighting enough for you. You want them to fight for you. You find them a little bit lame here, it seems. Okay, so I call the six elements, and here we have the Emperor with the Seven of Wands. And actually I feel you again here with the Emperor and the Seven of Wands. I'm thinking you will be the one that put like a final end to this relationship if it's going to end, or that you put like a boundary or something out of self-respect that might cause the next next event happening in your relationship, whatever that might be. It's almost tilting towards breaking up, but we'll see. It can also be that that the other person is not doing their fair share of work, so you will get, like, you need to put boundaries towards them and tell them, like, what you need from them or how they need to shape up. And 9 of Swords and 5 of Pentacles, this person doesn't, it feels like they are not able to live up to your demands or your standards, and this might be one thing to why they see a lot of problems with your relationship. They feel not good enough for you, or not in a position where they can offer you anything of value. You might have proven to be so skilled or so competent or so wonderful that they don't know if they can live up to your standards here. So that's what I'm seeing there. Okay. So I want my dear Gemini to have love in their life and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay. So I will just tune in for a few seconds here to you, the person most on your mind, and what they would want to happen between you two. So this is the most likely action they will take when it comes to you and your relationship. This is their feelings and dreams when it comes to you, and this is what's on their mind. And we have the Hangman here. So I'm feeling a lot of insecurities from this person, both when it comes to their own abilities, what they can handle or what they can offer you. But also if they can really become happy underneath these pressing circumstances. Okay, and here we have their emotions and dreams, and I noticed that the deck divided itself, so we have both the Magician and the 9 of Cups here. So I'm thinking they have rather high-flying dreams when it comes to your relationship, but there's also an element of being a little bit small, a little bit maybe childish, or looking out for one's own interests. So this can be a matter of the person not thinking that they can take enough responsibility for you, because maybe they have a hard enough time to take responsibility for themselves and to fulfill their own needs. So they might mask it for themselves as a situation where they're trying to look out for your interest, but really it feels almost like they're looking out for their own interest, with the Magician wanting to show their face there. But I'm thinking they're very attracted to you and very interested in you, but they don't know how it's going to become, like in the long run, what's going to happen. And this is the most likely action, and we have a 6 of Cups, which speak about reconciliation, second chances, and sometimes also past life karma or trauma that needs to be solved. And the Hierophant here and the 2 of Wands. So, I'm seeing like a person that's being maybe scared of going from being single to being in a more committed relationship. So maybe there's a issue of the relationship need to move to the next level now. Maybe enough time has passed, or there's something putting demands on this relationship to develop, or someone is putting demands. And it might freak this person out a little bit, but I do believe they have very strong feelings for you. It's just that they might also be a little bit scared of you. Okay. So we'll start to look at their plans, like in their head, what do they want to have happen between you two. And we have an 8 of Pentacles, which is a very beautiful card in this position. It shows a person that's willing to work on issues and put in their best effort, and also have resilience to try again and again and again if things doesn't work. But I'm also feeling a fragility with this person, that this is maybe their normal behavior, to be a very nice person and wants to try a lot of things. But they might also, because of this, have been faced with a lot of disappointments, where other people might have thought them to be too naive or too positive, or thinking that things will work that never will work out. So with the Hangman here, it's very likely that this person is feeling like the pressure to evolve past being this blue-eyed person that thinks that if we just put work into it, it will solve, it will get well, we will be able to have a happy outcome. Maybe they are trying to sober up and grow up, and like sometimes it doesn't matter how much work you put into a situation, it's not going to solve itself anyway. But I think naturally they have a want and a need to be cooperative and to be able to put in their best effort. And here we have an Ace of Wands. So Ace of Wands is a little bit a different energy. It's very passionate. It can easily become anger, and it can easily become like almost obsession with a person. So I'm feeling insecurities with this Ace of Wands. I'm thinking they might be a little bit scared of their own feelings when it comes to you, that maybe it's easy for them to get triggered in the relationship with you. Usually this is a rather mellow person, but maybe the relationship with you has become very significant for them and very important. So with the Ace of Wands here, if you say something wrong or do something wrong, or maybe not do anything at all, or I don't know, ignore them, or something happens, they might get very easily triggered. And that's because you mean a lot to this person. So they might also find themselves to be like extra irritable, or maybe they feel that they have very special rules for you, how you are allowed to behave, and that if you don't follow these imaginary rules that they have in their head, where they need you also to be very cooperative. In other cases, they will feel like they are naive and they are putting in too much effort in a situation where you don't really want to make an effort. So I'm thinking it's a certain sensitivity from this person, a certain, like they have invested a lot in this, or emotionally and soul-wise, they seem very invested in this situation, and that can easily make them blow up in your face, because maybe they feel you don't put enough effort in, and they are super invested and also very easily to trigger. Okay. So it's a little bit a recipe for a drama here, or at least maybe not a drama per se, like a dramatic drama, but maybe a person making quick decisions and then withdrawing, for example. Okay, so you don't want me, but walking away. That's the most what I'm feeling, the Fool here. So the naivety comes again, and here they're holding the wands as well, and the white rose here. So I'm thinking this person do have the best intentions, but they are a little bit immature. They are a little bit dramatic, easily triggered, and might feel that there's something wrong with them, that they are too trusting, too naive, easily fooled, and they don't want to be like that. So therefore they might have a reaction where they blow up in your face, or they just can even ghost you or disappear from you. But for right now, it looks kind of beautiful, but the Hangman and the things that we saw in the beginning worries me a little bit. If we should read this very positive, we can see a person that's putting in all their effort in this relationship, being very passionate with you, and is also naive and trusting. So they have an ability to open their heart and be available for you. So that's a very good personality trait. But of course, if the world have hurt them a lot, they might get very easily bruised again, if because people that is very open-hearted and nice, they often get bruised by life and by other people maybe taking advantage of them. And I'm thinking this person has been to this before and they don't want to be to this again. So therefore you might get an overreaction for them for just a minor thing, where they start to overthink things and see, like they paint the devil on the wall, where you are just really, maybe you forgot to call them because something happened to a friend of yours, or it can be like a minor thing like this that made them lose hope in the relationship. And here we have a Knight of Swords, so here comes their defense, and this might turn them into, from what has been a very easygoing person and wants to cooperate with you, to a person that put up all their armies and says, no, now I'm protecting myself and I'm smarter. I'm not going to be easily fooled this time, and I'm not going to let you take advantage of me or use and abuse me, or it's this with effort is what I'm feeling, that they want you to put in enough effort so that they see that you are on the same page as them. And if you don't do that, they might ghost you and disappear like this. It's not because they don't want you, it's because they are probably learning to have better boundaries and to change what hasn't worked with them for them before. They're trying to change it. They're trying to grow past it and become a more mature person. So it's not a person that doesn't have skills to grow and mature. They do. But in this process that they're at, they might be extra touchy-feely. Okay. So moving on to like their emotional dreams, or their heart's dreams of you. And here we have a Queen of Swords guarding their heart. Queen of Swords is a very just person, but it's also a person that it's a lot of hell no with this person. It's a lot of things you are not allowed to do and not allowed to, actions you are not allowed to take. And it's air, and it probably shows you. And I said before that I think you have scared them in some way. I actually don't know exactly how, but maybe you are in the same process as them. You might have felt like you were easily fooled in your life previous, and now you don't want that to happen again. So while they are they seem a little bit more open already here, you might have been a little bit more suspicious going into this relationship. And Seven of Pentacles. So there's some kind of delays with this relationship, and the fact that you have scared them and the delays, it might be distance between you, or something is not able to move forward in great haste. But if we should read this as only them and forget that you are air sign, queen or king, we can see this from their perspective totally. And that's a person that's guarding their heart and don't want to move forward with great haste, because as we saw here, they don't know if this is good for them, or if this is even something that they can handle. So they're putting like a guard here in front of their heart and wants to take things really slow. So making plans for the summer, or talking about weddings, or talking about meeting parents, or things like this. What shall we do when we retire? Might spook this person. So they need more time probably to feel safe in their heart that this is what they want. Because here it seems like a person is guarding their heart because time is moving too fast with them, or the events are moving too fast, and they don't even know if they are on board. Like, do I want this? Do I really, really want this? Or is it just my agreeable nature that makes me, take this train just because someone persuade me to do it, but it's not really my train. So I'm feeling insecurities with this person. Maybe they have a very agreeable nature, and they can easily go with what people say, but then they get insecure if this is what they really want. So, see, and here we have a 5 of Pentacles. So, here I'm feeling an element of them being unsure that if you love them when you find out who they are, maybe they think they have you fooled in some way, and that if you find, maybe they think you are idolizing them in some way, and they feel like just this little fool. So when you find out who they really are, you won't even love them or be interested in them at all. So I'm seeing a lot of insecurities with this person in their heart region. They're probably conditioned to be a good trooper, and they have a pretty brave soul, because only brave souls can show intimacy and be open and vulnerable. But they are not really open and vulnerable, because if we look to their heart region, they probably have problems to put up boundaries, and therefore they get insecure. If they could say yes and no to things, they wouldn't have to feel this way. But here they feel they say yes to everything, and therefore they end up on the wrong train, and then you will realize also that you didn't even want them on the train. So because they weren't able to show their true face, because they were both conditioned and kind of just a nice person, like a nice soul, so easily agreeable, like agreeing to maybe things that they shouldn't have agreed upon, and also not showing you their true face, because they want to be nice and not cause conflicts. And here we have a 9 of Swords. So they're very tormented by this, all these insecurities. Will you love them? Will they love you? Will you be able to stay together? Will you get disappointed on them further along the road? Will they get disappointed on you? And then they have promised you all these things, and they can't keep their promise. So I'm feeling almost like getting a little bit hysteric here, or hysterical. Okay, and the 2 of Cups in the end. So I think they do love you, or they do feel very, very like this is a high interest, like this person could be the one, or this could be the one fulfilling all my needs, and I could finally be super happy. But here you are also included, and I don't know how we really go from here to here with this in between, but I'm just thinking this person is freaking out at this point and are really, really scared, and they probably need to show more their true self, and maybe be accepted by you for showing more of their true self. That you will take that you have your first conflict, or that you will take that this person after 20 years of marriage starts to say no. It's just if that can happen, and you can accept them integrating more parts of themselves, developing and protecting themselves a little bit more maybe than what they have did in previous. This could be what makes them trust you even more, actually, even if it looks very complicated right now. If you allow this person to have their insecurities, allow them to have being triggered and maybe flare up a little bit in your face, and start to protect themselves against imaginary or real things that you have done. Love can happen here if they just feel like you understand them and you're on their side, and that you are not getting angry with them for them becoming more and more themselves. So if that can happen, I think you have a chance of a good outcome here. So we'll see their most likely action that they will take. And we have a 4 of Wands. So 4 of Wands says that you're already in a relationship, or you already have very strong feelings for each other, and it's mutual, like it goes both ways. So you might have been married, or you have kind of promised each other love, or promised each other that, or talked about having this special bond together. So here you have experienced something very special. And I think this person wants to continue experiencing this, and therefore they have tried to be really nice and really agreeable. And they fear you, that you would maybe punish them if they weren't agreeable. You would judge them and cast them out of paradise. Like this would be the angel standing outside paradise gate and tossing them out. So I don't know how they have gotten this idea, but it might be that you are putting a lot of boundaries and you're telling a lot how you want things and how you don't want things. So this person don't want to cross these rules or these boundaries with you, and they feel it would be easy to lose you because you have very high demands. And here we have an 8 of Wands. So 8 of Wands shows communication. So I think they have or will be, because this is probably now, that they have or will be communicating certain delays or fears or triggers. So either they will tell you I'm very triggered, or they will tell you I'm scared, I want to postpone, or I'm getting insecure. But they are communicating. So this is not a person that just goes and disappears. At least they will say one peep or two, like. So if it's a very shy person, they might not say much. If they're a little bit more self-secure, they will talk a little bit more and make you understand, or try to make you understand their point of view. But there's very interested energy here. They're very intrigued with you. And if you could come over these insecurities, I think you have a chance. Okay. The Sun as well. So very innocent kind of love here. But also, am I good enough? Will this person be able to love me when they know the whole me or the real me? Or this is the worst enemy for this relationship, that people don't feel good enough, or don't feel loved, or feel like they could be easily used and abused. And they have a lot of, like, probably both of you have a lot of experience of being like this beggar, like asking for someone to love them and the other person just closed the door. But maybe now you have met a person, or this person is starting to show their true face. And now you can be insecure together if you just can start to trust each other. Okay. King of Swords. 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords. King of Swords is kind of a natural consequence of the 10 of Swords and 9 of Swords. I wish I saw this more often with people, because this is, instead of being tormented, we take good care of ourselves and become our own parent. This might, of course, be troublesome for you if this person decides to become their own parent and take care of themselves and not put themselves through hell anymore, if hell has been your relationship, because then they will take care of themselves enough to back out of that relationship. What I can see here as well is, again, is the King of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the development from Knight of Swords to King of Swords. That if both of you can keep like a little bit more cool head and not be so overly, like, overreact to the other person's wants and needs and wounds and issues, I think that you could grow a stronger bond here. But King of Swords, Queen of Swords together is usually like very cold. Like both people are too logic to be able to have a relationship. Neither person will open up or lower their guard. But we see a lot of beautiful love cards here. The sun and the sun's rays and the beautiful love that's being expressed on earth due to the soul's connection. But then the King of Swords kind of put a little bit damper on the fun here, or maybe, make the fun less fun because it has like a crude awakening to the situation. So I'll see. And then we have the 10 of Cups. Okay, so it's kind of good because if both people can be grown up and see things clear and still be very open and vulnerable with each other, you have a real chance for a very grown-up relationship here. But then you actually need to act like grown-ups also and not triggered children. to actually stick by the other person when they get insecure. So when they are insecure, you are their rock. When you get insecure, hopefully they will be able to be your rock. But right now they seem very insecure, and it seems more that you have maybe been in a position of putting boundaries for yourself, since you scare them back here. So probably they were, if this has been a longer relationship, for some of you this will be a new relationship because of the Ace of Wands and the Fool, and it almost feels fresh, but it can be a longer relationship where you met this person was much more immature, and you might have waited a long time for them to change or grow, and eventually you got really pissed with this, and then you have been like a singles person, and if you're going to recommit, there's going to be commitment, like for real. There needs to be like all hands on deck kind of situation, and we have the reconciliation card here. So even if there's problems here in this relationship, because we can't read each other's minds, so we get insecure, if we can communicate, this is truth also, truth, if we can communicate very clearly, and we can have our reaction, we can overreact at a situation, but then we come back with the truth. We say, okay, I overreacted before because it felt like you were throwing our relationship on the garbage pile, and but now even if you have done that, I don't want to do that, because I feel that this relationship is really important for me, and I want it to be an important part of my future. So if people can be like that, it will be less misunderstandings. But if you say you are this grown-up person now, and the other person is still sulking that they said their truth, and you kind of just walked away, then we have the continuation of the misunderstandings and the sadness and the separation, because people can't be true. They just overprotect themselves in ways that are destructive to the relationship. We can have our immediate reaction, but then we need to come to terms with what we really feel. So let's, for example, we get very wounded at the time when the person tells their truth, and later on we get over it, and we feel that the relationship is important, so I don't mind getting a little bit hurt now and then. So that's what's needed here, is what I'm seeing for this relationship to be able to have a good outcome, and it has very good potential for having a good outcome. 19, the Sun, is the highest card for love in the whole deck, and 1 + 9, 10. 10 of Cups, which is the highest in the minor arcana when it comes to love, maybe except King and Queen of Cups, but it can't be much better than that. And you have the beautiful 2 of Cups, also again feeling this bond that we love each other. The love is important ingredients. We can be a good match, but we don't feel the love, then it's nothing. But here we actually feel a lot of love, and a lot of insecurities. But I will see what this person would want to say to you if they dare to tell you the truth. I'm walking through the dark night of my soul, and I'm saying no shit. 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords, but they're coming out of it all right, much more mature than how they went in. So this person might have other problems despite just your relationship. It might be other issues that makes them lose hope in life in general, and therefore they might downplay your relationship. But if you are there like more of a rock, I think they will get over this. I had to be brutally honest. I actually feel that you have been more brutally honest in the past, but they might feel that they have been brutally honest here, telling you about their own insecurities, and that they had second thoughts, or getting cold feet or whatever. I'm healing my broken heart. So that they do, and splendidly, I would say, with both the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords here. They start to protect themselves from, they don't want a broken heart. They don't want to let people break their heart in the future. And that's a good recipe to actually be able to judge other people and see who's there for you and who's not. Because if you put really high standards on other people, they either are able to live up to it or not. Sometimes we can have too high standards, so we freak people out and scare them away, which is also what I'm seeing happening here. But it's still a recipe for great relationships, because if we both have high standards but also are forgiving, we can give second chances, but we still we know when we don't want to give a second chance, when the relationship starts to become codependent and very one-sided. I'm not seeing a one-sided relationship here. I'm seeing two people having just about the same fears, and being able to overcome them with a little bit bravery, but still having one's standards. So that means that we can be grown enough to understand another person and that they get scared, so we can easily forgive them for that. And but we still know how we want to be treated in a relationship. So if we see the same behavior again and again, that the person is always going through some personal disaster and you are their last priority, then that's going to tell you, okay, so now I gave you like 3 real chances this year and you blew them all, so it's time for me to move on. And that's also what a grown person can do. They can both forgive, and they can also know when it's time to say when. Okay. So I'm going to see what you want to say about this situation or this relationship. I will never stop loving you. So that's very intense. And you were trying to be bulletproof. Yeah, I felt that you were getting hurt by something, and it might be their brutally honesty here. And then you might have acted bulletproof. For example, I don't need you. Whatever you said, okay, or did, where you were trying to protect yourself, but it was really maybe just a dramatic reaction to becoming hurt. And I can't ever forget, for me, money is important. Okay, so I think you have been through something in the past where you have been treated like this a little bit. Someone have taken you for granted, or they crossed your boundaries or treated you like with less than respect. And for me, money is important. I'm thinking it's this here, that you now have boundaries, and to be persuaded to be in a relationship, to forget a little bit, you need promises. You need to see that there's a backbone in this relationship and to the other person, and that they actually stick around for you. So money in this case is security. It's being that the other person can take responsibility, and that you can have a good future together, where you agree upon taking each other's hands and going through the hardships together. So that's is money in this case. Money is energy, and it's earthly energy. So and we want money to survive. So you're asking this person to back you up so that a relationship can survive, but also you can survive inside the relationship. And I think this is also what this other person have reacted to, because you have demanded to have more security in the relationship. For example, by both people being able to move to the next level, then we see that both are on board and we are moving to the next level. But maybe this person wasn't ready for the next level at this point, and it gave them a little bit like nosebleed here out of stress. Okay. So I also take from Romance Angel to see where the divine thinks this relationship is heading towards. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So you might need to reach out to your friends and ask them for advice, how to act with this person, how to do, how to take the next step. What would you say if you were in my shoes? Things like this. Because you are in a precarious moment in this relationship, where it can be like an awful ending or a beautiful continuation of something that has the ability to become more long-lived. And we have finances and career. So that indicates for me that financial issues is also self-value issues. Of course, you might have there might be financial issues. Maybe the person feels like if we would move on to the next level, on this level I can support this relationship. On next level, more is going to be required of me, and I need to make more money, and I feel insecure if I ever will be able to make those kind of amounts of money. So the person feels poor, but maybe also in the sense of not being able to take responsibility for you or for the relationship on the next level. This talks about a person not being able to love themselves and support themselves enough to have enough success in their life. When we love ourselves and support ourselves, it will mirror back as money, for example, in our life, or other securities. So what we need to work on here is, of course, the insecurities, to love ourselves more and have more believe in ourselves. So as I said, it's a little bit a precarious moment at this point in time, so we don't really know where the relationship is going, but it depends on your actions and reactions, like both of your actions and reaction in this relationship. But you have a very good possibility for a grown up and very beautiful outcome if people act grown up as well. Encouragement. So this is the advice here. 54. 53, 54. There. You are receiving a nudge in the right direction. This card tells you that you're being gently encouraged to step into your power, into the dream of your life. New things are out there to be explored, and nurturing power of the universe is giving you a nudge in the right direction. You will get the help you need and won't be alone in your quest. Every step you take right now is supported by the wisdom of the universe. You're on the right path, so keep going. And a misstep wouldn't be the end of the world. If you've fallen into a trap of false courage, and only humility will lead you out of it. Perhaps you weren't listening to your intuition and now you're in a jam. Being too self-reliant without knowing the ropes has brought you to this place. So it's when we maybe have too high standards or too high boundaries, and we get too savvy, like I can do without you, and then we realize no, I can't, or I don't want to, at least. All is well. Don't become discouraged. All is well, and you can always start again, take another road, and surely discover new territories where love really blooms. Just remember to rely on your highest power. You can't always get what you want, but Spirit knows your needs. Something better waits around the corner. And you can always start again and take another road. It's what I felt with the situation. If we first blow up in someone's face and then we have second thoughts, then we can actually go and be vulnerable towards the other person. Because even if we don't get what we want there, we have practiced on being vulnerable and open to another person and give our own lives chances. And we can always heal the wounds that we are getting from this, as long as we don't become like codependent. So we start to become or attached to the other person. So we become their stalker, or we can never stop trying for the relationship, even if the other person have said no like 10,000 times. So it's like practicing asking people out. Practicing to do that will make you more skilled in asking people out, and you will be less hurt when people say no. It's the same thing if you go and ask for a second chance, that, oh, I overreacted, I want a second chance, and you get a no. If you can do this more and more times with both friends and family and lovers, you will get more skilled with this. I'm seeing another also sticking out here. Peaks of joy. So I think you can have a very nice outcome of this relationship, and you can become very happy in this situation. So do your best here. Even if it didn't have a good outcome, you will at least learn to become more brave in your relationship and take better care of yourself as well. Taking better care of yourself, it means that you are taking care of yourself after you get hurt. Then you you kind of reassures yourself and take care of yourself in a way that so that you bounce back easily. So you don't start to be, my life is over, this person said no to me. You say instead encouraging things to yourself, and you do fun things to lighten your heart. 1 week maybe of being a little bit down, and then kicking yourself up and taking care of yourself. So being the grown up. So that can teach you a lot too. And we can fake it until we make it as well. So I would urge you to watch the reading The True Thoughts and Feelings for your sign in the True Thoughts and Feelings playlist, or the love reading for April and May. That will probably reveal more. Or June, or you have June also. May or June it should be. You can also watch What Do They Want to Happen from previous month to get the development of this story from then till now. Okay.
Jet planes in the night sky with you.
Today, if you can't get enough of my readings on YouTube, you can now become a member to my channel and get access to premium content videos. There are 3 different levels to choose from. You can become a supportive member and get personal and spiritual growth readings for the collective.
Getting high in the sunrise with you.
The second option is to become an extended member, where you get access to the collective readings from the previous level, and you will also be able to see all the channel's astrological tarot readings for all the signs ahead of time and ads free.
Getting through all the bad times with you. I wasn't missing a thing, no I do. And I wish that I could build a time machine.
The third option is to become a full member, where you get access to all the perks from the previous levels. And on top of that, you will get short personal readings from me every week. It is very similar to super chat readings, but here you subscribe instead of paying for super chats.
'Cause time moves on, and now you're gone. Oh, if only I could build a time machine, I'd come and get you.
There is a lot of other perks that's available for all levels, as membership loyalty badges, custom emojis, and other special features.
I'd come and get you. I can't forget you. I miss you. I miss you, I miss you all the time. I wish that.
If you subscribe to my channel, you will be able to see the join button, where you can learn more about the membership. You can also follow the link in the description box to check this out. And if you are still not convinced that this is a good option for you, you can become a member just to support my channel and help me keep on doing readings for all the astrological signs. I hope you will join and we will have so much fun together. Thank you for watching this far. I'm sending you all my love and all my gratitude.